Has Easter crept up on you? Are you trying to find meaningful ways to help your children understand and enjoy Easter and what Holy Week is all about? Well, I know sometimes as a mom, it can feel very overwhelming, sometimes daunting, to figure out ways to talk to your children about Jesus. But I've got some fun ways to help you do that. And as a single mom, sometimes it can feel overwhelming to really try to do this all by yourself. But I'm excited because I have got 4 ways to help you with different activities and crafts to bring to life the Holy Week and Easter week for your kids, from Palm Sunday all the way to Resurrection Sunday. So I'm excited to get started with you. Today, I'm going to share 4 easy and fun ways to spend Easter and the Holy Week with your family in different and interactive ways. First, I will share with you how I created some traditions through a lot of trial and error with my kids that we look forward to every year. I will also share with you 4 fun crafts and activities that we do every year that we love, and it's part of our annual tradition for Easter, and it won't break your budget or your schedule. I will finish our time together by giving you a little sneak peek of what we do every Easter Sunday as we walk his path together as a family. And why stay till the end? Because I've got a great freebie that I'm going to give you at the end that will help you with Palm Sunday that you can start today. Hey there, I'm Cindy. I am a single mom of 3, online teacher, author, and creativity junkie. I am, and I'm so glad you're here because I help stressed out, overwhelmed moms find time with their kids and turn that time from ordinary into extraordinary. I'm so glad you're here, and if you want to be a part of my weekly interviews and tips for parenting, especially single parenting, be sure to subscribe below and hit the notification bell so that you can find out when my next video pops up. Also, if you haven't yet, be sure to click below for my freebie. I've got a free little time worksheet, workbook, that will help you find more free time to have with your kids when it seems like there isn't any. Okay, first things first, Mama. Don't panic. Don't freak out. I know it's another holiday and they creep up on us, and sometimes we can be thinking about, okay, what Easter dresses are my children going to wear? Is it going to snow? What shoes do I have? Have they grown out of their shoes? And did I buy plastic eggs this year? Or are you anything like me and your plastic eggs may be under the old painting supplies down in the basement? It might just be easier to go to Walgreens and buy new ones. But don't panic, my friends. We've got this. I get it. I totally get it. As a single mom, our time is really precious. And sometimes these holidays can feel overwhelming because we feel like we have to do it right, or we have to do this extravagant thing. And I'm here to tell you that we don't. We need to stay calm, take a deep breath, enjoy our time with our kids, and don't reinvent the wheel. We've got this. We can do this together. I want to share with you how this holiday doesn't have to be like another thing to do on your to-do list, especially for Easter. Somehow I feel like Easter is one of those most important Christian holidays. And so we want to make it important. We want to make it meaningful, but we don't want it to become a stressful time for you and your kids. Now, Easter isn't just limited to Easter Sunday. It's a whole week. It starts on Palm Sunday, and that's where we're going to begin. Now, I want to share those 4 simple and easy craft and activities that I do with my kids year to year that have become traditions for us. And not only do they bring a lot of joy and fun, but it's really created some great conversations between my kids and I that have helped them to understand and really grasp what Jesus has done for us, especially on Easter. So the first craft I have for us is the Palm Sunday craft. The second craft and activity that I want to share with you is really special. It's not really a craft, it's more of an activity, but it's a really impactful activity. So, as we know, Palm Sunday was when Jesus came into Jerusalem, right? We just finished that really fun activity with our kids, helping us to understand why we feel like Jesus is our best leader and why those people were so excited that he was coming to Jerusalem. Well, the next part of the Holy Week is when he had his Last Supper with his disciples. Now, One of the favorite parts of that story that I love and I really have enjoyed kind of reenacting with my children year to year is the example that Jesus left for his disciples in showing them that he was a servant leader. Not only was he an amazing leader and teacher, but he was a servant to them. And he showed them this at the Last Supper by washing their feet. Now, this is something my kids and I do every year, and we love it. It sounds gross. You can wash hands if you'd rather, but we've gotten to the point where we wash each other's feet. And it's actually been a really cool way for us to serve one another in a way that, especially to kids, can be a little disgusting. But what better way to show sacrifice and service to somebody than by washing their feet? So that's the second activity, as you can see in the pictures I have here. It was a great time, and it continues to be a really good time with the children to really talk about what kind of leader Jesus was for us. Now, this leads us into Good Friday. Now, Good Friday is a really hard concept sometimes to teach to our kids. It can seem really kind of dark and scary to our kids because the thought of Jesus dying is scary. Death can be scary for kids. But I found a really cool way to do this with my kids that helps them to understand their own sin and the darkness and dirtiness of their own sin and what Jesus really did by coming and cleansing us of that sin by his sacrifice of his death. So if you'll watch this video, I'll share with you how I do that with my kids. Okay, this next activity is a really, really great one that I do for Good Friday with my kiddos. So you can use old or new charcoal. I used new. It doesn't really matter. But what you do is you explain to your children that we're going to use our 5 fingers and we're going to talk about 5 different sins that we each struggle with. So let's say maybe it's lying. Okay, it's all nice and dirty because our sin is dirty. And then maybe another one is bullying. Maybe another one is disrespect. You know, maybe you've got older kids and it is sneaking social media. And then maybe you've got a little one who has trouble with stealing sibling stuff. So we're gonna get it nice and dirty. Now you can get it dirtier with used charcoal, but we've got our dirty hands. And then what I did is I got just old dish towels that I have around the house, and I have the kid take their fingers and just try to, on their own, wipe off the dirt. Well, okay, keep trying and wipe it. Well, all we did was make a bigger mess, right? We've got a nice dirty towel now that's no longer clean, and we still have all this yuck that we can't get rid of on our own. But with the cleansing power of Jesus and what his blood did for us. Now, sanitizing wipes work better because the alcohol, so my hands are so dry, the alcohol will get it off a lot quicker and a lot easier for more impact, but baby wipes work as well if you've got littles that don't like the alcohol. But we just say, you know, Jesus and his blood come and help us to wash away that sin quickly and easily, painlessly. And then what we do is after we get our hands all clean, we go back to the towel, we turn it over because our lives are turned over to Christ now. Oh, my hands are dry, so I didn't get it all out, but it's clean. Our sin doesn't rub off on anybody else. It doesn't leave a trace because Jesus took what we deserved so that we can have a relationship with him. So that is just a fun object lesson, easy way to do something super impactful that really shows your kids in a tangible way what Jesus did for us and the removal of our sin. The last and final craft that I want to share with you is a craft and an activity. Now, I will warn you, if any of you have sent your children to Christian school or Christian preschool or Sunday school during the month of April or May, you probably have a set of these at home. They're resurrection eggs. Now, if you don't know what resurrection eggs are, check out my video and I'm going to show you how my kids and I create these wonderful things and what's contained within them. Now, if you do have a set at home, totally fine as well. I revisit this with my kids every year because I think those 12 eggs really pinpoint and share the full story of Holy Week and what Jesus really did come and do for us. So it's another great way to start conversations. It really gives you 12 different points of conversation to have with your kids about what Jesus did, and came to do for us in forgiving us of our sins and taking our sacrifice that we deserved. So, take a look. Now, here's another thing that I was talking about a little bit was the resurrection eggs. Now, like I said, if you've got any kids, you may already have these at your home, which is fine. But I do have this available in my shop as well. It is the resurrection printout for the egg carton, as well as the cards that go with each egg and what each egg means. So let's just open up my sample here and see what we've got. Resurrection eggs, right? Okay, the symbols of the resurrection. Each egg has a description as well as a card that coincides with it. So what we do is we take out our little cards, or if you don't want to print the cards, you've got the description here as well as the Bible verse. So with the first egg, we have got Jesus's triumphal entry into Jerusalem, and we have palm leaves. Number 2 is Judas betrays Jesus, right, by selling his whereabouts. Number 3 is, as we talked about, one of our traditions, Jesus washed the disciples' feet. There's a washcloth. The 4th one is the Last Supper. So there is a communion packet in there for you to take communion with your family. Jesus prays in the Garden of Gethsemane. So we've got our praying hands in there to remind us of how hard Jesus had to pray. He asked that cup be taken from him. And then it starts to get a little harder, right? We've got the whip that they whipped Jesus with and beat him with. Then Jesus was crucified, and we have the cross to symbolize Jesus dying on the cross for us. Then we have a dice to represent the soldiers playing a game to bet for his clothing. Then we have a spear to represent the spear where they stabbed Jesus in the ribs. We have the linen that his body was wrapped in for burial. We have a stone to represent the stone that was rolled in front of the tomb so that Jesus could not escape and no one could break in. And then, of course, the 12th one is empty because it was the tomb. So fun activity, fun way to tell the story, really with kids of all ages, but I find that this is the most impactful for the really littles. And what I have found is fun to do too is if you have your older children help you find the things that go in each egg, and then the little children can actually open the eggs. So it is an all family activity as well. Well, I hope that you found some great ideas and got yourself thinking about what you're going to do this Easter with your kids. And I hope that you take some of my traditions and make them your own tradition. The thing that I love about this most is it gets us talking about Jesus. It gets us talking about our salvation. And it gets us talking about why we celebrate the things we celebrate and who we follow after. If you check out my website or my blog below, you will see that I am introducing these new character camp critters that are a part of my new book series that I will be slowly releasing throughout the next year. But it talks about, this coming week, Heidi the Husky, and she's all about teaching kids about leadership. And Palm Sunday is a great way to talk about leadership and talk about who we're following and who we follow after and what it means to be a good leader. And there's no better leader than Jesus. So I hope that you have some fun with your family this Easter. I hope that it is impactful and enjoyable, and that it brings you many memories and traditions for years to come. At this point, you should see that it doesn't cost a lot of time and money to create fun activities for the holidays, especially the important Christian ones, and that you don't have to reinvent the wheel. Use what somebody else has already done and do it with your family. And if you don't want to do it all yourself, I also have some really great ideas in my shop that you can go to and have it all taken care of for you. I've got freebies, I've got Easter kits, I've got all sorts of things to help you and your family really bring the Easter holiday to life, as well as some of the other more popular Christian holidays. You can easily get creative with things that you already have around your house. And I hope you saw that with some of the things like the charcoal that I pulled out of my barbecue grill and random fabric laying around your house. It's not hard. You don't have to make it hard to make it impactful. And remember that this is all about making the ordinary extraordinary with your kids. And you can do it in simple and fun ways. Be sure to subscribe below and hit the bell. So again, you can watch my video that's coming out next week, which is a really special sneak peek of my favorite tradition that I do with my kids on Easter Sunday as we walk in his path. I wonder what that's all about. You'll have to stay tuned for next week when I share how my children and I walk the path that Jesus walked on Easter Sunday. So I hope you guys have a great time with your family. Happy Easter, happy Holy Week, and don't forget to grab your free Palm Sunday craft so you can get started today. Thank you so much. If you liked what you saw or felt like you got something out of this, make sure you hit the like button. And always remember, Mama